Hello and welcome to www.luxurytolast.com. Today we're talking collecting watches, and we're talking what quartz watches are worth collecting. That's right, what quartz pieces are actually worth buying. Now look, the big thing with collectors is that they all want mechanical, manual wind or automatic pieces, and the quartz pieces, that's any piece powered by a battery, has had the arse fall out of it. Now that's all fine, but look, I don't like to be a sheep who follows the herd. I like to think outside the square and say, well, hang on a minute, is quartz that bad, and what bargains and what good pieces can you actually get, and pieces that will hold their value, and you also may see a gain. Now, I always say this, if you want an investment, buy fucking stocks, buy fucking bonds, buy real estate, but watches are a hobby, they're a collectible, and the ultimate payment in any collectible is the enjoyment you get yourself. But let's look at this. Okay, what bargain piece? Well, you've got to buy it well to start with. So, I mean, I always say you buy things used, never buy things new. But let's have a look at quartz pieces. What pieces would I recommend that you really can't do too badly? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to give you a couple examples. This is from my own collection, and this is to give you an idea. Well, for starters, any top brand pieces will be good investments if they are quartz. Obviously, you've got to buy them cheaply enough, otherwise you're just paying too much. So you've got to buy second hand. Now, the interesting thing is many used pieces, when they were new, were very similar to the mechanical versions that were available. So there wasn't much of a difference. And top echelon pieces will still have the handcrafted case, the beautiful dials. It'll just have a quartz movement with it. Now, it's often not any quartz movement, it's a top echelon quartz movement. And I really think some quartz pieces are worth having. So let's have a look. Okay, let's put my money where my mouth is. Patek Philippe. What would I recommend in gents Patek Philippe? Well, this is an interesting thing. Notice I said gents. That's because Patek Philippe makes a lot of quartz ladies' pieces still. See, ladies don't have a stigma to quartz, and there's something very valuable that gents could learn there. I recently just bought my wife a Patek 24, and sure enough, it's got a quartz movement. Very expensive piece, and it's quartz. Ladies don't have any stigma. But look, I would say this. Patek Calatrava 3944. That's a classic Calatrava. It's a beautiful hobnail bezel. It's got a date feature, and it's quartz. Now, I'll tell you someone else who happens to own a Patek Philippe Calatrava 3944, and that's Warren Buffett. Now, it doesn't get much of a smarter investor than Warren Buffett. So that's a great piece. I bought a 3944, and I paid about the $4,000 mark for it, second hand. That's for a nice example, nice dial, nice condition, keeping good time, original buckle. It had the strap itself, I don't think was Patek, but the buckle was original Patek, and it came with a box, no papers. So that was just under the 4,000 Aussie, 4,000 US dollar mark. Okay, another bargain buy is I recently bought a two-tone Royal Oak, and it was in unrestored condition, and I paid for that there $2.5 to $3. Now that's not bad buying for a two-tone Royal Oak gents watch, steel and gold, beautiful grey waffle dial, absolute cracker of a piece. Got it serviced, got it professionally polished. The piece has come up looking like $1 million, and for that sort of money, what would you rather have? A boring Rolex Datejust? Okay, Rolex Datejust is a great watch. Or would you have an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak? That's good buying. Other brands that are great buying? Well, you've got the Cartier Santos. That's a great brand. That had some models in quartz. The Cartier Panther. Now, the Cartier Panther is the offshoot of the Santos, and it was only ever available in quartz. So a good big size one of those, I've seen them around the $1,000 mark. I mean, you can't really go wrong. A large size Cartier Panther for just over $1,000. I mean, they were $6,000 to $7,000 when they were new, so that's a good buy there. You also got Rolex has got the Oyster Quartz range, which they're actually starting to become collectible now. So that the bargain that they've started to get a following, and then they're becoming a bit of a cult watch. So they've got that beautiful integrated bracelet, and they look very different to the Oysters. So they're a great piece. I will issue a warning, and that this is the fact that if you have a quartz piece and it plays up, you're looking at quite a costly repair, because with a watch you can take it to a watchmaker and he can get parts and put it back together for you and repair it and service it. With a quartz movement, if the quartz circuit is fucked, you're looking at a situation where you can only really go to the brand itself to get that movement. Often these are older quartz movements, so they are quite exy if it does need an expensive repair there. I know people who have bought Rolex Oyster Quartzes and had problems with the movements. They've sent it to Rolex and they've had very expensive repair bills. And I don't think Audemars Piguet is going to certainly let you off the hook cheaply. And Patek certainly wouldn't. So you've got to be a bit careful of that fact there. The quartz movement itself, as long as it doesn't get water in it, it's pretty well okay. But if it does get water in it, or it becomes damaged, you're looking at an expensive repair. So always factor that into the equation, and have fun with them. But obviously you've got to buy these quartz pieces with the discount already in mind. That's what you've got to do. You've got to buy it at the discount. Thanks very much for watching this video, and don't forget to come to my website www.luxurytolast.com.